Good morning to you in Atlanta. Time to rise and shine and get out of bed. The steady rain all night long probably let you sleep pretty well. Now this morning, we are still actually under a flood watch. That's going to expire this morning, 7 a.m. in Atlanta. The shower's going to continue. The worst of it this morning is some dry times this evening, but then the rain is right back in again tomorrow. So Mike, a little break. How much rain did you get at your house?
2.66.
That's a lot of rain.
And the thing I liked about yesterday's rain is that we had thunder.
A little bit.
It's a sure sign that spring is coming.
Isn't it? There's all kinds of signs of spring, the good, the bad. There's a lot of bad ones, too. And flooding is a concern in the Northeast, especially as all this rain comes in. This rainmaker, Mike, is going to be a big deal. Especially, you know, what we saw in the South yesterday. You saw more than 2 inches. It was raining too much for me to even go out and get my rainfall total. That's the kind of moisture that we're going to see heading into the Northeast. So to get a better handle of what's going on here, let's talk about what Weather Channel Radio is talking to their listeners about with Ray Stajic.
Good morning, Ray. I know your family lives up there in New York State. I know they've got to be concerned with the snow melt and the rain coming in on top of that snow melt this weekend.
Yeah, Mike, and you and I were having that battle. Remember when you were up there? We were kind of like, no, Mike, no snow down there in the valley. And you're like, yeah, I got tons of snow up in the mountains. And that's what we're going to be dealing with in the Northeast and New England. Yeah, down through the mid-lower Hudson Valley. I don't know if you're a crick or creek person, but the Esopus Creek could be prone to flooding as we look through this flood event. That could potentially be coming up because we've got all that snow up in the higher elevations, up through parts of the Catskills and even into the Adirondacks. Now, from the radar here, you can see not much going on right now. That's that petering out system that Mike just spoke of a couple of minutes ago, but a couple sprinkles around. But still, the snowpack on the ground is probably getting up there around 10, 12 inches. You can see from the map here. New York State, most of the states seeing an excess of 10 or maybe even up to 20 inches of snow still on the ground from this graphic. And you throw some water and maybe even some heavy rain on top of warm temperatures this upcoming weekend. Get down near the Esopus and maybe even the Mohawk River. I think we could have some flooding problems.
And the other concern, Ray, will be the wind, too. You throw wind to the equation, there may be some more power outages like we saw with the storm a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. You throw rain and wind and potential flooding on top of the chance of seeing power outages. The problem there is that you got a lot of people that got sub pumps in their basements, and if the power goes out, you don't have a generator, and you get water in the basement, your water's going to run actually a lot higher. So could see some problems across the Northeast for the upcoming weekend. We'll be all over it on the radio. And now we'll go to Jen now, a little bit of travel weather.
All right, thanks, Ray. You know, I say creek, and I think that's a Northeast thing. People say creek as opposed to creek. If you're driving today and you're driving along one of those creeks or streams in the south, there are still some spots we need to watch for flooding. We'll get to that in just a moment. I want to show you air travel heading out to Atlanta, Orlando, or Chicago, all looking for delays today. Atlanta, it's the rain this morning, but later today with thunderstorms in Orlando, we could be finding some problems. At Cincinnati, showers moving in, some minor delays possible. Denver, it's the wind. And if you're traveling through Charlotte, it's another day where it's going to be hard to find a rocking chair open. There will be more showers and more possible delays. Let's show you where we're dealing with the travel problems on your way to work. Atlanta metro area, some showers coming in on the west side. Not nearly as wet as yesterday, but even a little bit of rain after all that we've had is going to cause some problems. Now, for folks traveling on 20 towards Birmingham, you're hit or miss in the showers. Again, not nearly as heavy as yesterday. The concern in the south is this line of thunderstorms that have been tracking eastward. They've been moving fast at about 40 miles an hour already through Jackson, but Nashville heads up. We're less than an hour away, I think, from this pushing into us, and we'll bring some gusty winds, the chance for some small hail as well. All right, if you're traveling up towards Illinois, let me show you what's going on here this morning. Rain coming in out of Missouri from Springfield up towards Bloomington. We've got some showers in your direction. Mike?
This year's rough winter continues to hit our wallets. Expect to pay more for less for orange juice due to the deep freeze in Florida in January. PepsiCo will shrink its Tropicana orange juice containers, and starting in May, it will also raise the price. January's freeze cost Florida citrus growers more than 4% of their orange crop. February's snow apparently kept the gamblers at home, too. Every casino in Atlantic City reported a revenue drop, contributing to a 15.7% loss. February was the snowiest month on record in Atlantic City. And not only has the snow affected gambling, you now have a new problem, a glut of pine cones. In Boston, local television reports that runners have to plow through them